All right. What is up, everybody? This is actually going to be something a little bit different because I wanted to discuss prep and then something actually that's going to be counterintuitive to prep. Has going to actually do it with powerlifting in general. Now, I've debated even talking about this, but I decided to one because it is not only my social media, but as well, I feel like it could be a life lesson and just to talk because I feel like lifting is important, but sometimes some things in life go deeper than lifting. And I feel like one of these things are a lesson that I learned that I want to take with me, but at the same time, I want to imprint on this moment for future reference when I look back on this video and just where my life has gone. So, in terms of lifting, I just want to go out straight and be like, it was a pretty good week. Um, we ended up squatting 630 pounds, which is on the beginning, benched 452 pounds, which you're about to see, and then I deadlifted to 760 pounds for the single. Now, I was hovering around 281, the heaviest within the last of this last micro cycle for like 4 weeks. But right now, I'm actually weighing 273 pounds, so I'm slowly cutting weight. I'm not doing honestly too much. I'm just actually cutting back on meals, and I could do that for the simple fact that I'm not training heavy for my first and second week. But I'll probably be more carnivore, so to say, diet coming into the third, fourth, and fifth week, just because carbs will be high when they're needed, but other than that, they'll stay low on the other days. Now, in terms of what I plan on doing coming into prep, I'm wanting to total 1900 bare minimum. Um, I've kind of gotten this momentum under me and this self confidence that I've never had before because of me lifting so strong recently. And I feel like I know how to set that threshold right and push the bar. Essentially, I've hacked or found how I recover. Now, maximum I could do at this meet is 1950, no more. Minimum is 1900 based off of the numbers I've ran. If I go in and just squat like 640, which I know I can, because squat 630, bench 460, which I know again, because you just saw me bench the 452 pounds, right? So we go 750, we go 640, and we go 460. It puts me at 1850. I'm smoking crack. 760 plus 640 plus 460. Okay, 1860. That puts me at 1860. All right, that's a good total. Um, Even though it's total, like I said, 1842. Now, if I go in and I'm squatting what I want, like 650 to 661, and I bench 475 and I pull 804, right? That puts me at 1940. Now, the reason I say 1950 is because I may bench a little bit more. I may squat a little bit more. We'll see. But ideally, that's what I want. Um, but nonetheless, I want to secure the 771 ish deadlift. Like on a, let's say, like ideally on a worst day, right, guys? We're going to straight up come out with a 640 squat, no matter what, 460 bench, no matter what, and a 770 deadlift, no matter what, right? So I'm going to crack close to 1900. I just know that if I can play my cards right and this singles that I have going on the next 5 weeks, right? Which I'm in week one right now, but I haven't posted it just because there's nothing to really post about, and I want to talk about this, get this off my chest, and move on. But regardless, it'll put me close to like 1900 ish, right? Um, so, anyways, what you're looking at now is me just kind of doing my week one. I pulled six, squatted five or four, whatever, and benched four or 395, 394, yeah, whatever. I always like to start my first and second weeks out real light coming into the week because it lets me just kind of decompress. I came out of my deload and I was on vacation. And so, for anyone who doesn't know, I actually don't smoke or drink a lot. I actually maybe smoke once, or excuse me, I maybe drink once a year, if not two. And they're on rare occasions, family events, birthday, and on vacation. And ideally, this has never happened before. I was on vacation and a deload. And so I ended up getting not shit faced, but like real tipsy on this moonshine. I'm from Tennessee, born and raised. I live in Georgia now, but we always like to go back to the mountains of Pigeon Forge, and they have an old smoky distillery down there, which is moonshine. And for anyone who doesn't really know what moonshine is, it's just a really strong ass alcohol. And so I ended up, enjoying myself and my father in law, or my dad, as I like to call him, and my family. We just, sit around the little pigeon forge bonfire, played some pool, got a little joint. Just enjoyed life. You know, it feels good to do that sometimes, decompress. I'm 24. It's been a long week, been a long month, been a long year. Fuck it. And you know, sometimes it just feels good, you know, to unwind. Um, so I came back now and I'm feeling a little stiff. Feeling definitely a little stiffy. But we're gonna break it out, start stretching, rehydrating, do the principalities and everything of what it takes to be a high level lifter, and just get back into work. Now, for everyone asking in the background, what you're seeing is me talking to a young daughter and mother who actually bonded, and it was beautiful. And I was just talking to them about dynamics and how it is for a woman in the world of powerlifting and all that. Not to go on a tangent, but it was very nice. Just in case y'all were wondering. But yeah, they're a very sweet family. Anyways, so that's what we have planned. Now, like I said, I'm gonna up the volume as time goes by, but we really won't be cracking anything over 1800. I feel like till week 4 and week 5, just so I can properly pace myself. But I've actually been doing crazy jumps, and in terms of jumps, I'll be doing nothing. No, like and I've said this multiple times before, but I just want to emphasize one more time. I will not be doing any more jumps opening less than 264 in the bar. So from now on, we're squatting two reds, benching two reds, and pulling two reds, no matter fucking what. Now you may be asking, how is that safe, Quentin? I'm going to make sure that I do the modalities of tricep warm ups, quad, hamstring, glute, abductor, back warm ups before I get to the bar. I'm so strong now at this point to where I can make these jumps and do these certain attempts because of the total that I have. It also actually makes my workout a little bit shorter, which is nice, but I don't train to make my workout shorter. I train to be stronger. That just comes with the territory of being stronger. Now, I've been on my 5th year of powerlifting. This will be my 5th year, my fifth meet actually, ironically, or third every USAPL meet. But, I earned that and you just got to do those jumps. Now, that really is the whole thing of the thing. So, just to emphasize one more time because I'm going on a tangent. I apologize. Prep's going pretty good. Everything's getting stronger. We're going to make bigger jumps and bigger attempts because that is what is needed to become the better athlete. Now, I want to kind of wrap in something with this whole video. It's not really clickbaity. I want to call it, 1842 Part 2 and loyalty. Now, um, I decided not to talk about it in the beginning because I felt like it wasn't something that I needed to address, but I'm not going to address it at all. What I want to talk about though is how I grew up as a young man and the way I see life. I'm a very loyal person. That is just I feel like a actual downfall or character flaw in me because of how loyal I am. My loyalty is not only unbiased, but it's very justified and it's very aggressive. I'm a very aggressively loyal person when it comes to defending people and everything. To the young men and women out there, when it comes to loyalty and understanding who you are, what you want to become, and the predecessors of life, right, in terms of your friends and your family, you never let the situation you're in change who you are as a person. Now, I recently ran into a situation in which one of the people that I've loved the most of my life, very close friend of mine, right? We could have shared the same fucking spoon. It would have mattered, right? But loving someone as a friend, loving someone as a family member, loving someone as a significant other, right? Love is a very vague word. If my definition of love is I'll, give the shirt off my back for you, and your definition of love is, you'll give me a high five, right? We're both speaking in terms of love, but one's deeper than the other, right? I'm a very, like I said, caring from and very caring and optimistic person. The reason why I use the word love is because I love my wife, I love my friends, and I love my life. I'm very outgoing. I feel like I'm very frivolous, so to say, in a non-racy manner, but I like to get around and make friends and just kind of like try to build a bubble. But I feel like a lot of the times the biggest issue is that like I have morals, I have intellectual responsibilities and ethics that I won't not only dismiss, but I will like people won't abide by it, right? And I feel like sometimes those conflicts of interest can intersect or synergistically work against each other, right? A juxtaposition, because as I'm loyal to said people or people set loyal to me, I set standards and boundaries. As a person, um, you're in my life, you're in my life. And so it's like you're not going anywhere, I'm not going anywhere, so we need to grow. And I feel like a lot of the times, politics involved, saying nothing and saying something. If I stick my arm out for you and you don't in return, or you stick your arm out for me and I don't return, it shows that there is a discrepancy in which that word love, that word friendship, that word loyalty is tested. Some people in this world aren't made to shine as bright as you. Some people in this world aren't meant to love as hard as you. Some people in this world aren't meant to be successful or inspiring or understanding as you. Like I said, you don't change who you are for those people. I think that if someone pushes you to be a better person, that's different. But those are far and few conversations in which it's day to day basis. But in this contextual evidence that I'm bringing forth, right, the friends and the people that I've said I've loved and stuck my arm out for them like they did in return. And to give a story time, I was real close with a friend of mine, like I said, and recently this person had been dealing with a lot of anguish and mental stress over an interaction that he was having with another person. Um, this person, right? She would constantly message him and say disheartening things, make very disgusting remarks, including comparing the person to disabled people or people of a less lucky caliber of life. I don't think being compared to someone who's black, white, gay, or disabled makes me feel lesser than, because there's nothing wrong with being gay. There's nothing wrong with being disabled. And so when someone throws around these words very flauntingly, it just shows that they're trying to demean or box someone in. And I just don't think that it's okay nowadays with the generation that we're in to be able to do that, right? To be able to as carelessly and as like nonchalantly call someone the F word or uh, this special, now, like I said, I've gone around and I've said, "Oh, that's retarded. This is retarded. That," but I've never used in a derogatory manner to somebody to disable, dismantle them, or make them feel lesser than, right? And this person just continuously, right? She continuously harassed this person, he, right? Now, the people that I'm saying that's not their gender, I'm just going in context because the story is about the lesson. It's not about who's involved. Now, when I apologize, whenever I spoke up for this person, right, the person ended up making a social media video, and she found out and commented, and it started this whole shabackle over this person saying this and this person saying that, and I got involved because I wanted to protect this person. This person was very dear to me just because of the dynamic that we had, and me understanding this person's mental health from past experiences. I wanted to be there for them. Now, what ended up happening is it ended up becoming, like I said, a big shabackle because I ended up getting blasted. That person ended up the chick had another friend, and she ended up leaking my address on social media. Now that's considered doxing, which is extremely illegal, but I chose to not go that far because one, it's not only public information, and I ended up getting their address and putting it back on social media, but they ended up showing who they were. The person had a very vain and just toxic demeanor when it came to understanding and like really seeing who and what people are. And they would try to compare themselves to me or me to them to say of their stature, what made them a better woman, made them a better man, made them a better worker, whatever. And I'm in a very lucky position. I make very good money, and I'm very happy in my life. So it just wasn't something that I feel like was needed to go back and forth on. I just feel like it wasn't necessary to sit there and compare myself to this person. And so I decided not to entertain it. I solely just wanted to air this person out on social media about how it's not okay their behavior is, and to stop, like disengage, no longer engage with this person, right? A couple of days went by, and I noticed that the person I stood up for was very now interactive and engaged with this person. I had noticed that the person was using certain aspects of the other person's likeliness and the way they were articulating themselves on social media. And it struck me the wrong way because this person, this chick, threatened to kill my family and me and pull up to my house and do all these things. And that hurt me. It didn't hurt me. It didn't scare me because I told the person, yo, it is what it is. Like, you know where I live, say what you want, but you already know where I live, you know? But I felt like I put myself in a very sensitive position to be, to get the SHOL, shit in the stick, you know, shit out of luck. And when I recommend this to the person to like, like stop, they were just kind of like, they didn't have that same loyalty. They didn't have that same love, right? I apologize. And it really hurt me because you can't teach a dog new tricks, or an old dog new tricks, but this dog wasn't old and it wasn't a trick. I don't think it's too much to ask of loyalty of a friend. I don't think it's too much to ask of understanding, apathy, right? And I had to bite the bullet and understand that this person not only didn't love me the way that I love them, but they don't understand what true love and loyalty is. Their goal from the get go with me wasn't to rekindle, wasn't to build, wasn't to make those years up for what we had lost because of accidents and mental health and just the world as a whole. Their goal was to see me because of where I've been, where I'm going, and ride that with me. And it hurt because it never had to be like that, and it never could have been like that, and it should have never been like that. But that's the way they see the world, and that's their definition of love. It could be said that maybe I wasn't enough for this person to stand up for me. It could be said that, you know, I antagonized it or whatever you want to go, but I'll never not feel enough. I always know I'll always be enough. I'm just ashamed that with everything that I've done and everything that I've went through, it wasn't enough for them to choose me over their social media. Now, don't feel down for me. I interacted with the person and I told them and I said, I no longer want to contact with you. I want nothing to do with you. I defended you over everything that she said about me and included, threatening of slaughter of my family. And you chose to want to seek out their attention. I kid you not, later than that, I see the person posting with the other person in the comment section and just chit chatting it up. Now, this other person went and told her, and she went and slandered me all over social media. I don't care what you say about me. It does not bother me. And like I said, they can't talk about my money because I stay stacked. They can't talk about my house because I have one. They can't talk about me, my health because I'm healthy. They can't talk about my wife because she's beautiful. They can't talk about my baby because she's healthy. All they can talk about is me lifting. And at the end of the day, I'm always getting better. So it's like you're talking about someone who's in the past, right? They tried slandering my passion for the sport, and I was just like, look, cool, whatever it is, say what you want, it is what it is. And this is coming from the same person who was a convicted, the chick was a convicted felon of abuse of their significant other, of grand theft auto, of multiple things. And they even tried throwing that in my face, trying to intimidate me, saying, do you really want these problems with a felon? And I was like, I'm not scared of somebody who can't vote, like just being snarky, And then I got to a point where I was just like, this isn't who I am. from the get go. I'm not going to let the situation change who I am as a person. And so I disengaged. Now, this person actually ended up blocking me on social media, so I'm no longer they're no longer able to interact with me. I didn't ask for them to block me. I just didn't. I just think they found out who my character was, how shit the situation was, and actually disengaged. Um, because I feel like they saw who I was, what had happened to me, and how they were contributing to that, right? That onslaught of my character. Now, the lesson that I learned from this, and for you young people out there, is that um, a tiger never changes its stripes. Or if you've ever heard of this saying, a zebra never changes stripes. Loyalty is something that's very hard to come by in this world, let alone the fitness industry. And I don't have a lot of people around me. I actually have a very small circle. I have two, three people I can count on. Um, you know, and it's because of how they act. I'm not very liked in the state that I live in because I'm pro LGBT and I'm pro Black Lives Matter and I'm pro a lot of supportive things to the community. And they don't like that because they don't like that I'm doing what they want to do, but I'm doing it the right way. A quick wise of words that I can give you guys before I sum this up is when you live a life of easiness, is easy. But when somebody comes through and sets the standard, then everyone else has to fall in line. And I think that's just basically what ended up happening is that I've set the standard in the state for how to conduct yourself as a young black man, a young biracial man, as a non homophobic, spiritually um, invested and just uprising individual. I don't think people have to have my type of personality or my linguistics, so to say, or my emotional intelligence, but it's not hard to be a good human. And I just feel like that's where we fall in the line in this conversation is that, they're more willing to risk the love they could have outside the sport for the love they're willing to get in the sport. I would have loved this person if they were a fucking trash man, right? Like it would have never made a difference to me. I would have been friends with this person. I would have supported this person if they were a trash man. But they seem to think that where they're wanting to go is going to save a lot of their problems in reality, right? The body follows where the mind leads. And if your mind is going somewhere where you're to where your body doesn't understand that it is what it is. I have support, I have communities, I have things that I actually committees that I compete or not compete, but interact with outside of lifting, and so I love lifting. But at the end of the day, if I hurt myself, that's it for my career, and that's one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is like you're only relevant until you're not, and then when you're not relevant, you're now longer irrelevant, and so to the person out there, to the people out there, right, that I interacted with this, I said, I wish no ill intent. I wish nothing against them. I just think that I'm glad the people saw what they needed to see so I can rest at peace. I had a lot of people reach out and told me they no longer interact with the people, the guy or the girl involved, and they're ashamed of ever being friends with the person because of how they acted. They cannot believe this. And at the end of the day, that wasn't my goal. My goal was to never besmirch the person. It was to explain what I had witnessed and what I had bared witness to and what I went through trivially. Now, I'm saying this like I said to get off my chest, and I think this is the first time I ever said something very emotionally like adapt on social media or a platform like YouTube outside of me going through the Iron HQ stuff. But I feel like it needs to be said because a lot of young men and women can learn from this. I'm gonna get off here now, and so I'm gonna let you guys know. Like I said, let's leave you with three good, or it's five things, right? The five best quotes I can leave you guys with and it's not really a quote; it's a saying. If it doesn't help you spiritually, emotionally, financially, physically, or in your relationship, then why are you involved? Spiritually, physically, financially, or religiously, like financially, religiously, physically, helping your money, right? Or your relationship, then why are you involved? So the people didn't help me financially. They didn't help me spiritually. They didn't help me in my relationships. They didn't help me become a better lifter or my dynamic with my child. And so I decided to walk away. And they're just now another dot at the end of the sentence in my story. I learned my lesson. Everybody saw the slaughter of my loyalty, and that's it. That's it. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. Hopefully next video will be more bright. It's been a very rough week because of it. I've been dealing with a lot of a lot of people now just coming out of the woodworks, fucking NPCs, like acting like they're big bad boys because they're attacking a fucking dude out of nowhere. That fucking I don't even know half these motherfuckers. But anyways, next video, I promise you guys, I'll be more precise. And I do want to leave on this last note. I keep saying that, but I apologize. The person involved, the people involved, I'm not protecting their identities. I just don't want them getting clout because this person has proven that attention, whether it be positive or negative, is attention that they want. So you will no longer see me or any of this persons on my social media. I've taken down all videos of them and all posts. So that's why I haven't really posted in a long time because I had to buffer out and edit a lot of shit out of there. And still, I'm trying to get rid of any of their social media that I'm involved with because I don't tolerate, I do not vindicate, subscribe to, mandate, or push any of this behavior. So I love you guys. Thank you for watching and listening. If you listen all the way through, comment a rubber fucking duck. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. 6 fucking weeks out.